What's up guys, in this video we're going to be looking at that how can we create a bank application using Solidity. How can we build a great project that is basically a bank using the Solidity programming language. We're going to be coding the smart contracts in this video. I'm also going to be explaining that how can you do it very easily. So without wasting any time, let's just code the bank in Solidity language. So let's go to remix. Yeah, and let's open this. Let's start coding online. Next, all the sort of boring things I'm doing currently. So let's create a new file, give it a name as bank.sol. Great. Well, let's get started. I hope that my screen is visible, I guess. Yeah, let's go. So first of all, I'm going to be writing the version of Solidity. So pragma Solidity, and the version has to be greater than 0.8.4. okay, so I'm taking the version that is greater than 0.8.4. so let's make the smart contract right now. So for that I'm going to be creating a contract, and let's give the name of the contract to be block. Okay, great. Now under that, let us define a structure. And let's give it a name as account, because whenever you're gonna open that account, it has some inbuilt properties that any person who is opening the account is gonna have, like the address of that particular owner, like the balance that is there in his or her account, and the account sort of created time and all, etc. So let's create this structure. Okay, great. Now let us give it address, and yep, I think, yeah, and let's give it balance. Let's one more field I shall create, I guess. Let's create account created time. So it is basically the time at which the account is being created. Okay, great. Now let's map it. So I'm gonna write mapping address. I'm gonna map it to the structure. That is, I'm gonna map this address. I'm gonna map this address to this structure. And since we know that we have created a structure, and structure is also kind of data type, basically user defined data type, so I can directly mention it as account over here. If you don't know Solidity is basically a language which is used to code smart contracts, right? And it is very similar to C, C++ and JavaScript. Like if you're going to be seeing structure over here, it is like C language, because if you have coded in C language, probably you are aware of the word structure, I guess. So here I'm going to be creating a mapping. A mapping, if you don't know, if you have a bit familiarity with the maps, hash maps and all in C++, that unordered maps, ordered maps, so those are basically a sort of data structure which is used to map a thing to other. Basically it is used to search a particular thing in a time complexity of big O of 1. So it's a very good thing, because we are able to search a particular thing in a constant time, and it is basically used to solve a lot of time, because otherwise you can also do it with the help of arrays, but it is going to take a lot of time. So in order to save that time, we use hash maps. We use this mapping instead of creating an array out of it. So let us give the visibility modifier as public, because we're going to show it here. That's why we are giving it as public. Otherwise, if we don't give it as public, we will not be able to view it here because of the security reasons. These are known as access modifiers, which is basically used in order to enhance the amount of security that you want some users to use it, you don't want some users to use it. For that purpose, we are using public over here. Okay, and public means that it can be accessed to a user from outside this also. So this is the main meaning of public over here. And let's give the name to be fonts, I guess. Yeah, this is cool. And let's create an event now. Let's create an event now. And let's give the name of the event to be balance added. And yeah, this is the syntax of event. So address owner and uint 256, let us give balance over here and uint 256 timestamp. Okay, let's go with three identities, and yeah, that's it, I guess. Let's create a different event. So basically there are two events. One event is basically to for the balance, to add the balance. One event is gonna get triggered when the balance is gonna be added, and one event is gonna be triggered when we are gonna withdraw something from our account. So let's give the withdrawal event the name as what shall we give the name? I guess this name is cool. Withdrawal done. Not so cool, but I guess it's gonna work. Yeah. Now let us write address over here. You know, I was making a lot of spelling mistakes today. Address owner. Okay. 256 balance, and again uint 256 time stamp. Yeah, great. Now let us make a modifier. Okay, great. Let's give it a name as minimum. Yeah. Now basically what this modifier does is, it is gonna check, I guess you might have heard a concept that is known as what is that function name? So basically what this modifier does is that whenever we're gonna plug this modifier to a function, and we're gonna call that function, so first it is gonna check a sort of condition, and if the condition evaluates to true, it is gonna the code inside that function is gonna run further. But if it evaluates to false, it is gonna cancel the execution of that particular function. So this is the use of modifier. So what we're gonna do, what we are gonna be doing here is we're gonna write in require for that condition I told you right now, and message.value should be greater than equal to 1 ether. So I'm gonna explain you. Just wait for some time. Yeah, should be. Yeah. Okay. Doesn't follow. Let us give the statement as doesn't follow minimum. Just wait for us a few moments. I'm gonna explain this. Okay. Minimum criteria. Okay. Yeah. So what it does is that, for example, there is a function. For example, we create a function over there. Here, right? Let's say function A. Any sort of function. I'm just explaining you right now. Okay. Okay. Now, if we're gonna be plugging this particular modifier to this function, and when we're gonna call this function, this condition is gonna be checked. And if this condition evaluates to true means it is gonna check that do you have enough balance inside your account? Do you have at least 1 ether? And if it's the case you are having 1 ether, it is gonna execute the further code inside this function. And if the condition evaluates to true, if you're having the amount that is less than 1 ether, it is going to display this message that is doesn't follow minimum criteria. So this is the sort of thing that is basically happening over here. Okay, great. So yeah, this was just to explain you. Now let's create a function. Let's create. Okay. So the syntax for require is, whenever we use require, we are bound to use this after require. Okay. Yeah, great. So now let us make a function. Let us make a function and give it a name as account created. Yeah, cool. So this function is gonna be a public function because we want the outside users to get access to it. So let's make it public, and also the sort of transaction is going to happen through this function. So let's make it payable. Let's make it payable. Cool. I think this is, yeah, let's make it payable, because payable is basically a keyword that is used in a function, with the function, if the function is involving some sort of transactions. Okay, and let's also give the modifier here. So this is what is meant by plugging a modifier to a function. So the name of the modifier is minimum. Okay, so we're gonna write minimum over here. Minimum, yeah, that's cool, super cool. Yeah, now let's define the function. Okay, so funds msg dot sender. Let me explain. Let me just type this line. After that, I'm gonna explain it to you that what is happening over here is equal to message dot sender. Yeah. Now what is happening is that when you're gonna call this function, what is gonna happen is that funds is basically the map. Funds is basically this map. Okay. Now you want for that particular sender to be present inside that funds. So for that like see, this funds is a map, right? And this map is basically mapping the data type address to the account. So what we are doing here is that this message.sender is an address, and when you're going to be putting address inside this funds, so you are going to be achieving this data type, that is this account. And if you want to access any property of this account, you can make use of dot operator in order to do that. So dot operator is used over here to access the property owner, that is this owner, and we have set that property to message.sender. So this is what this statement is doing right over here. Okay, great. Now again, let's set one more property of that funds. Let's set one more property of this structure, that is account. So again, message dot sender, and let's set the balance. Okay, let's set the balance. Okay, and the balance is going to be given using message dot value. So these fields are going to come over here. We're going to set those fields, and then when we're going to call this function, it is going to take these values. Okay, great. Now let's code it further. So this is basically message dot sender, and now we're going to be setting the time. Okay, account created time. Okay, great. That is, we're going to use block dot timestamp in order to do that. Yeah, great. So great. Now after these lines, we're going to trigger the event. In order to trigger the event, we use the keyword emit. Okay, great. And this event is balance added basically. So let me just copy this from here and paste it over here. Great. Okay, now message dot sender, message dot value, message dot sender. Okay, message dot value. Okay, timestamp is basically this account created time. Okay, and for that I can also use this timestamp block dot timestamp, basically block dot timestamp. Yeah, great. So I've emitted this event right over here. Now let me make one more function for depositing. So this is the function, basically this function is going to be used in order to create an account, and this account is only going to be created if you are having greater than 1 ether in your balance. If you're having greater than 1 ether in your wallet, then only this account is going to be created. Otherwise it is going to be displaying doesn't follow minimum criteria. And account creation means what? Mapping the sort of values. That means setting these values for this particular user. Okay, and after that we're going to be hitting the event. Event is basically emitted if you're using a full stack application. For example, if you want to conceive this data, if you want to use the data somewhere, so for that you need to trigger an event. So that's why this emit is used over here, in order to trigger this event. Okay, great. Now let's make function for depositing the things. Function deposit. Yeah, great. And same, this function is going to be public, this function is going to be payable, because transactions are involved over here, and we're going to be plugging it with the modifier. Yeah, great. Yeah. Now again, what we're going to do is that this function is used to deposit. That means the balance of this particular user. The balance of this particular user is going to be increasing by the amount we're going to specify it. Okay, so this is the thing that is going to happen over here. So we can write as funds message dot sender, and the property is balance. Okay, balance plus equal to message dot value. I think you got that what is happening over here. Like what's the value of the message we're gonna set over here? It is gonna increase this balance of this user by this message dot value. So this is the thing that is happening over here. That means we are depositing the amount, we are increasing the balance with the amount that we have specified. So this is the thing that is happening over here. Now again, let us emit the event. This time we're gonna be again this event only, because ultimately the balance has been added. So again this event only we're gonna be emitting. Okay, great. And let's copy this only, right? Let's copy this only. Yeah, great. This function has been created. Let's make one more function and give it a name as withdrawal. I'm not sure about the spelling. I guess, yeah, this is I think the correct spelling of withdrawal. Pour your thoughts in the comment section, because I sometimes get confused in spelling. You have to refer for Google for that. So let's make it public like the previous ones. Let's make it payable. And yeah, now let's go for it. Now let's go for the further code that we're gonna write inside this function. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna write payable message dot sender. Let me write this line. After this I'm gonna explain it, that what is happening over here. Dot transfer funds message dot sender dot balance. Okay, yeah, let's see what is happening over here. This line is basically used to send the funds, send the sort of information. So basically what is happening over here is, you are able to withdraw your money using this line. And how is the withdrawal happening? The withdrawal is happening because you are able to withdraw that money, that amount, to your wallet. So this is used to transfer your funds from this bank to your wallet. So this is what is happening over here. And when these type of things happen, we're gonna cast this using payable, because this is of the type payable. This is a different return value. In order to use this, we have to type cast it. We are using type conversion concept over here. Okay, like in case of for example, there is a double value, right? I want to convert it into integer. So for that we use typecasting in programming languages like Java, C, C++. So same way we are typecasting it into payable over here, right? Great. Now let's write this line. Funds message dot sender message.sender.balance is equal to 0. Now since we have transferred the amount that was present inside the bank account of that user to the wallet, that means there is no balance present in the account, right? So for that's why we are setting the balance that is present inside the account of that user to be 0, because we have done the withdrawal of all the sort of money that was present in the account. So that's why no money is left over here. So that's why we are setting the balance to be 0 over here. I think you got the point. Yeah. Now let's trigger this event right now, because since we have withdrawn the money, so we have to trigger this event. Let's copy this and let's paste it over here. And here we're gonna write it as message.sender. Here we're gonna write message.value, and here we're gonna be writing as block.timestamp. Block.timestamp. Cool. So our project has been created. The only thing that we're gonna be doing over here is we're gonna compile it. And let's understand this project more clearly. Let me explain. Let me just dive into the code once again so that you can be more clear with it. Then we can go for the compilation and the further process. Okay. So this is basically, I've set the version of the Solidity language. I've created a smart contract over here. Inside that smart contract, I've defined a structure. So structure is basically, you can think it as a particular user, right? A particular user. So like for example, whenever the user is gonna be registered into this application, each user is gonna have these three properties: owner, balance, and account created time. So this is what is basically meant by structure. And if you want to have multiple users, we're gonna create an array of structure. But since array of structure is gonna take a lot of time involved in it, time complexity is going to be too much high. So to reduce that amount of time complexity, we are using mapping over here. We are mapping the address, that is a particular user, to this structure that we have created, right? And we have given the name to be funds, right? Funds. Okay. Then we have created two events over here. One event for adding the balance and the second event for withdrawing the money. And then we have created a modifier which we are going to be plugging to a function so that whenever this condition evaluates to true, then only the further execution of the function continues. Otherwise the function execution discontinues and it is going to display this, that is doesn't follow minimum criteria. So this is a function we have created in order to create an account, and all the sort of things we have done, visibility modifiers as well as this modifier. Okay, great. And what we have done over here is that whenever user is going to come and try to create his or her account, these properties for that user are to be sent. Okay, so this is the thing that we have done over here. We have set the owner property of this structure of that particular user to be the sender, balance to be the value, and account created time, that is the third property, to be the timestamp. That means the time at which that particular thing is created. And then we have fired this event, that is we have triggered this event using this keyword emit. And the same way we have done for deposit. For the deposit, what we're going to be doing is that deposit means we have to put some value inside the account of the function, right? Into the account of the user, right? So for that, we have to increment the balance with the value that the user is trying to send to the account, right? So this is what we have done over here. Okay, then again we have fired this event, we have triggered this event using this emit keyword, and then again the third function we have created, withdrawal function, which is used to withdraw the money from the account. That means to transfer the money from the account to the wallet, right? So this is what is happening over here. So payable I have used because it has to typecast into the data type payable. So this is what is done over here. And apart from that, I think, yeah, this line is used for like you have transferred all the funds from the account to your wallet. That means there is no amount left inside your account. So that's why the second property, that is the balance property of that particular user, has been set to be 0, because no money, no amount is left over there. We have transferred all the amount to the wallet. And then again this event we have triggered using the keyword emit. So this is the whole program all about. So we have created the bank application for the user. Any user is going to come and use the bank application in order to transfer the funds to the account, in order to create an account, transfer the funds, and withdraw the money back from the account to the wallet. So this is what has been done over here. Okay, I guess you got the idea, right? Yeah. The code that we have written, and now we're going to compile it. Let's compile it. So let me come here and select this version. Basically, since I've mentioned over here 0.8.4 greater than 0.8.4, so I'm going to be selecting any sort of version that is greater than the version specified. So basically 0.8.4, let me select this only, yeah, and then click on compile to compile it. So I guess it has been compiled. Yeah, it has been compiled with just one warning, but we don't care about the warning. It's not an error basically. So let's now deploy it. So I'm gonna come over here and deploy it, and I guess it has been deployed. Yeah, it has been deployed. So now let us come over here. How many instances? Yeah, we came over here, right? Now I'm gonna click on this button that is account created. So let's see what happens. Oh, there is error. What is this error all about? This is saying that doesn't follow minimum criteria. Now why is this error coming? This error is coming because we have put 0 over here, and according to the code we have written is that we have put a condition over there that if it is less than 1 ether, it is not gonna let the user create a new account. So for that let me change this value to 10. Let me change this value to 10. Okay, great. Now when I'm gonna click over this button, this 69 is gonna be changed to 59 because 10 ethers is gonna be transferred to the account from a wallet. So let's see. Yeah, you can see 10 ethers has been credited, and this value has changed to 59 because 10 ethers got transacted from a wallet to the account. So this is what is the sort of thing that is happening over here. Now let us try to deposit more. Yeah, see, it is not letting us transfer more deposit. Why? Because we are sending the value that is lesser than 1 ether. So that's why, because according to the condition we have placed in the code. So let's change it to 12 ether, or let's say 10 ether only. Now this value is going to be 49 this time, right? And apart from that, here let us just deposit the code. Yeah. Now when I'm going to be clicking on this, when I'm going to be putting my cursor over here and putting the address, let us copy the address. Yeah, you can see that it has changed to 49 already because we have transferred 10 more ethers from our wallet to the bank account. Okay, great. So now put this address over here and then click on this funds. You can see it is telling us all the information. It is the address, it is the balance, that is 20 ethers, etc. Right? And also telling the time at which the account has been created. So it's a very damn amazing, it's a super cool thing. And let's withdraw some money. Now when I'm going to be clicking on withdrawal, it is going to be putting all the sort of money that is present inside the bank account back to our wallet. So let's see. Here there is 20 right now. When I'm going to be pressing this withdrawal, what is going to happen is that initially I had an amount of 16 over here, and right now it is 49. So again it is going to be changed to 69, and this is going to be changed to 0. So let's try it. Now let me just click on this funds button again. Look, you can see that it is now 0. That means all the sort of money that was there in the bank account has been transferred to a wallet. And I hope that above it is going to be 49 instead of, it is going to be 69 instead of 49. So let's see. Yeah, you can see that it has become 69 because all sort of value that was present inside a bank account has been transferred to the wallet. So I guess you like the project. If you like the project, do give it a like, and also comment down below if you have any doubt, any sort of doubt regarding this project. I will try to help you to solve that queries and all sort of thing. So bye bye, have a good day, and catch you in the next one.